That's right. It is Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
Yes, but John's been sitting here for 10 minutes. No kidding.
Well, that's
Love you, mean it.
love you. I don't really.
That's
mean
what? That's what? That's par for the course. Anyway, we are here at the glorious, wonderful, historic
La Posada,
hotel, what she said, in Winslow, Arizona.
and it's such a gem.
And such a fine sight to see. There's a girl, my Lord, in a flatbed Ford slowing down to take a look at me. That's about 2 blocks away from here. The corner that they claim is the corner from the Eagles song. And I used to know some of the Eagles, and I don't think they knew where they were when they were writing that song.
Well, look, I tell
But it's
you,
great.
every time, anytime you go to that corner, there are people that are taking pictures.
Just now, there were people taking pictures as we came through in the motorhome. We thought, let's stop at the
We're
La
going to stop
Posada.
for the night.
Let's have lunch. Well, we were just going to stop the train is moving. See that right there? The train is moving. We were going to just stop for lunch and to do the podcast, but I think it's so beautiful. We should just stick around. Don't you think?
Yes, honey. And the thing about John, he's such a great driver. I know you all know this. But we were in Missouri.
Not after
Springfield,
this.
Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, that's where I was stopping. Plus, we love it here. And we're very close to Vegas. We need to be in Vegas for a show on Saturday. And John drove and drove and drove because we wanted to get out of the bad weather. So it was rough on the front end, but the back end is super easy. We can take our time.
Yep.
And we are. So we decided to stay overnight at La Posada.
We kind of drove into the belly of the storm and the mouth of the storm so we could get on the other side of it.
And now it's like 62 degrees.
Yeah, this is
Yesterday
amazing.
morning, what was it? 6 degrees.
It was
30
6 degrees.
mile an hour wind. I mean, the motorhome was like going like this.
I tried to get the ice off the rear view mirrors, but I did get the ice off the rear view or side view rather cameras, so I was able to look. And I tried everything, so it didn't work. But we did wind up staying at a great place last night on Route 66. And where was that? Where were we? Gallup. We were in Gallup, New Mexico. Last night, not far from where we broke down about this time last year.
That's right.
In the other
The
motorhome.
batteries fell out. This motorhome is beautiful, lovely, amazing. The last one, not so much. It was
Well, the last
Eddie's
one
RV. It was cousin Eddie's RV.
It was not.
It was bad. I hated it.
It was a beautiful
It was terrible.
Class A RV.
No.
It just was a little long in the tooth. That's all. And RVs have a tendency, after a number of years, to start to have problems. That's all. No big deal. And even new RVs, it's most of the time it's operator error, and I'll admit that. Because there's every system you have in your house is in an RV. You got the water, you got the electricity, you got the television, you got the heat, you got the hot water heater, you got all that.
This
all that stuff.
motorhome is very complicated. It is.
Well, they all are.
Great, but this one, but this is fancy. It's almost too fancy. It's like 800 buttons for one task.
Well, we're learning as we go.
But we're learning.
But
John just learned about the master, because there's like a master.
A master cylinder.
Yeah. So
No, I
anyway,
learned about it has a function that if you set the lights the way you want,
they'll go right back.
because
to
they're lights.
It sounds simple,
everywhere.
but
there's probably, I want to say 30 light switches on a basically
I think more than that.
well, but on that
On that one, yeah.
it's like what is it? An iPad, right? That's attached to the wall. It's like 30 light switches on the iPad. But if you get the light set to where you want, and then you press off, they'll all go off. But when you press on, I just learned this morning, they'll all go back to where you had them last set, which I think is pretty cool. I thought they just turned them all on again. Then you had to go through 30 buttons to figure out how many lights you wanted and not. So
And the floor is heated, and it looks like, believe it or not, we're going to Las Vegas. I think it looks kind of like classy Vegas, not like goofy, but
we'd show
not
you now,
circus,
but it's
circus.
very dirty because we just came through the
It's not
snowstorm.
circus. We'll just say. It's
I love
more
circus
like a
circus.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Whoa,
No.
there goes another train. The
So great
7708.
here. La Posada is a Grand Harvey Hotel. The Harvey Hotels back in the day.
It is a Harvey hotel.
And so
Harvey
the
made a
train-
lot of hotels, apparently.
Well, the luxurious hotels along
What they
the
call
train
Harvey
routes.
houses?
Harvey hotels, I think. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
I'm thinking of Huddle House.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
I wonder if Huddle House has raised the price of their eggs 50 cents. You know, maybe this wasn't the greatest place. I think it's the greatest.
No, I love having the train in the background.
I don't know.
Look, I love trains.
I hear that train a coming. It's coming around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine. So I am having so much fun watching the folks who used to be in power come unglued. But let's just ask. You remember, if you're old, if you're over 40, now maybe 50. If you're over 50, you remember they used to teach driver's ed. They taught sex ed, but they taught home economics, and that's where you learn how to reconcile a checkbook. That's how you learn to balance a checkbook. And I can only think of one reason in the world why I wouldn't want someone looking into my reconciliation of my checkbook or my balancing of my home budget. That's because I am cheating. It's the only reason I can think of. Can you think of another reason?
No.
Nope, can't think of another reason. Also, Elon Musk started PayPal. Elon Musk has had my Social Security number and my personal information ever since I signed up for PayPal. I think what these bureaucrats, which is not the fourth arm of the government, there's only three, by the way. I think the reason they are so incensed, not because they don't want Elon Musk to have our collective personal information, they don't want Elon Musk to have theirs. Because guess what? When we've spent, what are we at now? $58 billion. We've spent all this money doing things with our tax dollars, or they have spent all this money doing things with our tax dollars globally that we had no idea of. And if we were asked, we would have said, hell no. I guarantee you that if a dollar went to Iran, Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, Ethiopia,
for that,
wherever.
for that, remember there's like a musical? Oh, yeah. That's a crazy.
If a dollar of our tax dollars went there, I double dog guarantee you that at least 50 cents of it stayed here in the pocket of the person that okayed that nonsense to begin with.
But even Zelensky said, well, I only got half of the money, and he probably knows he's probably putting that
apparently his wife got the other half because she'd go to Manhattan, right, buy whatever she wanted on our dime.
Paris, Manhattan, whatever. I mean, these folks have been living like, gazillionaires, and they have been spending gazillions, but it's been your money.
Now, the whole issue with Ukraine, this is a very touchy area we're in right now.
Let me tell you, because now he's calling President Trump names. You're done, Zelensky. Bye-bye. We've given you enough. You shouldn't even have what you had.
Well, yeah, we gave him 200.
I can't even.
Was it $250 billion?
It should have gone to homeless people. Americans.
Veterans, veterans, absolutely.
Veterans first, but look, I mean, there are people downtrodden in America for real. Look at the folks in Appalachia that are dealing with flooding.
Oh my God! And now in Hazard, by the way, in Hazard, Kentucky, all the flooding that just happened there in the last couple of days, it's atrocious.
But Zelensky's wife is going all over the world, and it's like, well, where'd that money come from? I don't know.
Us. It came from us through this, what is it, USAID. USAID, this altruistic, wonderful name that says the United States of America cares so much about the world that we are willing to spend our hard-earned tax dollars on getting Sesame Street shown in Iran. Well, guess what? Had anyone asked you that question? What would your answer be?
Frankly, Sesame Street shouldn't be free here. They need to pay. And I believe almost certainly that they're going to cut them off. Since Newt Gingrich,
that's PBS, right?
Yeah. Why should the government fund them for giving messages that are political. It's like, look, you're on your own. If you want to be political, go right ahead. That's America.
Sure.
It's a free country, but we should not pay. I don't want to pay for Sesame Street or for PBS to give messages I don't agree with.
Right. I would rather give, they do a NPR does a thing where you call in and donate to them. So does PBS.
So over that.
But I mean, if they do that, then how can they be subsidized by our taxpayers at the same time? And Sheryl Crow, you can do whatever the hell you want to.
Nobody.
Take that Tesla and just stick it where the sun don't shine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And what a stupid thing to have done.
It's
My
like,
God. Why? Because Elon Musk,
I'm
the
going to sell
guy,
my Tesla and give it to Sesame Street. Okay, well, go
the guy
ahead.
she did to NPR, I think. But I mean, what in the world? Why do you have an issue with Elon Musk? Elon Musk has authority, but no power. Elon Musk has the authority to look into the books of government agencies where we are suspicious that there is some fraud, some overspending, some clerical errors, let's call them. Clerical errors, even. Okay?
But why would they be so upset about looking it over?
Because they don't want Elon Musk to tell Donald Trump, the chief executive in these United States, that, this doesn't look right because I don't know many 300-year-old people. In fact, I know a lot of people, and I don't know a lot of 110-plus-year-old people. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going way down. There are people that are getting. Here's the thing: there are people who are not getting Social Security, who paid into it, who deserve it, and then there are people who've been dead for decades or centuries, who they're not getting it. Obviously, someone is getting it. Someone who is alive and breathing is getting that money.
It's a scam.
It's a shame. It's a scam. It's a shame. Well, no, the song. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Well, we knew the government was not really good with money. I mean, we knew that.
Well, we thought they were ineffective.
Right.
We didn't know they were stealing. They were stealing.
But they were totally stealing, Mike, and a lot of money. My gosh.
All the while, hiring 84,000 IRS agents, armed IRS agents, to come to our house so that they could continue. What did Biden say? People have to pay their. Well, you ignorant old pervert. Don't ever forget the pictures. By the way, folks who are listening to this, don't ever forget the pictures and the videos of what that man not did to, but the faces of uncomfortableness that he caused on young girls. Don't ever forget that.
No, but better yet, don't forget Kaj Patel is about to get in.
Well, as we're doing this tonight, you think? Will tonight be the night?
I don't know. But Epstein list is coming out. And there are other lists, but that's like the main one. And I don't think it's going to be pretty. I mean, like, when you mess with little kids, you really just need to be beheaded, hanged and quartered, shot, something, because that is not
Skinned
right.
alive would be nice.
That is not right.
No, it's wrong.
How can you
Completely
harm little
wrong.
kids?
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there apparently who felt that it was within their purview to do such things, and
they're scarred for life.
We're about to turn the lights on, or our representatives are about to turn the lights on. And I don't know about you
guys,
but I feel for the first time in my life, and I'm 64, like I have representatives. Hey! They used to say, I can't remember the diamond company, but you've got a friend in the diamond business. Well, I feel like we have a friend. I know a lot of people don't, but not that many. I just put on your home ec glasses and hat and watch what's going on right here. The people that the left, I hate to just call them the left because it's not just, the people that the folks who I believe are guilty are most upset with, all they are doing is shedding light on either fraud, downright theft, or at the least, a tremendous amount of clerical errors. That's why they call it oversight. Okay, give me a single to make it. That's why they call it oversight. It's oversight is a wonderful word. Now I know because when I was 23, 24, there was an issue where, and a lot of times I'll read in the newspaper, I'll read an article that said that Bo and Luke quit Dukes of Hazzard because of we wanted more money. No. Because of contract dispute. No, it wasn't even that. That's pretty loud. I'm going to scoot in. It wasn't even that. What happened in 1983, I think it was, is we had read that Warner Brothers had made 200 and something million dollars in Dukes of Hazzard merchandise in that calendar year. And we knew what our percentage of that was supposed to be. And it didn't add up. What we got and what we should have gotten was about the difference between someone who's 103 getting Social Security and someone who's 300. That's a long train because they've got engines in the middle. And I'll bet they have engines at the end too. But there was a gross discrepancy between what our contract said we were supposed to get and what we actually got. So we knocked on the door and said, hey, we'd like to clarify this. We'd like some clarity on this. This is what Elon Musk is doing. This is what Doge is doing. They're knocking on a lot of doors saying, look, some things here don't add up. Well, in 1983, believe it or not, I don't know if you've heard about what is the mine that's got the, right now, Elon and the gang found a mine where there's a bunch of paperwork that I believe that's Social Security. When Dukes of Hazzard was selling, according to Warner Brothers, $220 million in merchandising, the people that determined which cast members got what, or what cast members were, which Risk Racer, General Lee, which item we were entitled to get money from, or our percentage from, that was done. All of those records were kept in shoeboxes and were done by hand. Now, of course, computers there were no personal computers yet. So maybe that made sense. But we determined through our very high-paid lawyers that the reason they did that is because when you do things by hand, you have, what is the high-dollar phrase now? Plausible deniability, because, somebody made a mistake somewhere. So in 1983, a lot of mistakes were made, none of which were in our favor. What's happening now is a lot of mistakes have been made in our federal government fiscally, which are apparently not in the taxpayer's favor.
Shocking.
So I am very familiar with this, but I will tell you that the word oversight is important because when this was happening during the Dukes of Hazzard days, I was very naive and I thought, and somehow so were my high-paid lawyers, and somehow so was my very high-paid publicist at the time, but we used a bad word. We said that Warner Brothers had cheated us. What we should have said it through the Oversight Committee, and we should have said, it appears that there are a lot of clerical errors that Warner Brothers is not willing to look into, at which point they would have had to have looked into them. So what Elon Musk is doing and Doge is doing, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely brilliant, because they're not coming in and saying, you cheated. No, they're coming in saying, like Columbo, like in Perfect Crime, there's just a lot of things here that just don't seem to add up. 1 and 1 can't be 1,000, and 1 and 1 can't be -3. So we're going to get to the bottom of this, because I know that's what you want us to do, because that's what we want to do, because we are responsible to the people we work for, and the people that the government work for is us. By the people, for a government, by the people, for the people, not a people by the government and for the government. And thank God that's the country and world we live in now. Dee Dee.
We live in the best country in the world. I am so happy today because we're at La Posada, which is gorgeous. And I love it that this is the Harvey Hotel, close to all these trains. Train travel goes through here all the time. And I really, really hope that Amtrak can be taken care of better. Those people work very hard. If you've ever been, I've gone across country. I love train travel. I
Well, the
love
terrible
Amtrak.
derailment.
But come
Biden didn't
on.
even go there for
And
like 6 months.
And he always said he was the train guy. And I really did jokingly, and I said this on another podcast. Well, at least he's going to get the trains, because I thought after Biden was in that the trains would be lovely, like in Europe, with the tablecloths and all that. And it really needs
That's the
to be
Orient
better.
Express. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. That'd be a great business to get into. Amtrak is great, but Amtrak.
but it is needs.
It's not what you think.
No, but trains are lovely. It's
I love train
a
travel.
lot of American.
I've come through here.
American history. I've gone cross country. I think John's gone cross country.
I have.
But Amtrak needs help. I mean, it needs to be revised a bit. But I love it anyway. And we were talking about how here.
But not through government subsidies.
No. But here at La Posada, you can go to LA. It's like an overnight thing, and it'd be lovely. It'd be fun. So,
Oh, yeah, you can get on the train in Union. I think you can get on at Union Station and come right here.
Absolutely.
No, that
So
would be great.
we love going in the RV, the motorhome, and we love car, and we love boat. We want to do a boat. We live on a river, so there are those boat
Yeah,
cruises.
yeah. Well, we're talking about Miss Madison right now. Talking
Well,
about,
there's that too. That's a different thing altogether.
We just watched a movie called Madison with our friend Jim Caviezel in it,
And I've seen
and
it
Bruce
many
Stern in it
times.
too. God, he was wonderful.
But it's
And
about our
little
little
Anakin
town.
Skywalker.
It's about our little town, and it's amazing how history repeats itself.
Yeah, there's an issue going on right now with the boat Miss Madison that was apparently sold. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but if we can do anything to get Miss Madison back or another Miss Madison team so that we can actually participate in the regatta, that's what we want to do, right?
But we love our mayor. Mayor
Oh, my God.
Buckford. He's so great.
He's so
And
wonderful.
he was like, "What happened?" I mean, it was a side. It was a side committee, and he's like, "What?" Like they sold the boat, and they didn't even tell the city, and it was this crazy thing.
One of those. I'm sorry. What? Back to Colombo. What?
Yeah.
What?
But now he's on it, and he's trying to fix it. It wasn't his problem, his mistake. It was these people. I don't know what happened, frankly.
We
But
love Madison.
we
Love
love
Madison. If you're watching this, then you follow us, so you know there was a bit of a shit show
Brouhaha.
with regard brouhaha. That's with that's Dee Dee for shit show going on. And I want to tell you, whatever your religion is, whatever your belief system is, whoever your higher power is, I want you to know that God pays attention, because a week ago, right now, there were folks, we had permission to stay where we were staying. We wanted to stay where we were staying, but we weren't staying there. It was just a parking space.
we're just
okay?
parking the RV.
It was a parking
in a
space.
huge parking
But it was
space.
there. It was there a long
Huge.
time while we were in New York. So we were worried about it freezing and all kinds of stuff. And some people took exception to that. Maybe they should. Maybe they shouldn't. I don't know. I mean, we offered. So we love the place, and we didn't have a place to put a 45-foot
We're like,
motorhome.
and we offer to pay like over and over again.
Right,
But there's
right.
no one in the parking lot. No one's using it.
Right. But
A couple people wanted to complain.
as we sit here right now doing the podcast. So we knew we were going to Springfield, Missouri
And then
to do the
Vegas.
show, and we knew we were going to Vegas. But we were this close to flying, to
Yes.
going to Springfield and then
We've
going
still
back.
been there,
Going back, right? So the motorhome would have been in the parking lot right now. The parking lot is like 4 feet underwater. The parking lot we were in is now part of the Ohio River.
But I don't think it's 4 feet. But I do think it's either flooded or closed. Not a good place
Well,
to be
we
right
wouldn't
now.
be so, and I'm no stranger to flooding. In order to move the motorhome from where it was to higher ground, we would have to drive toward the river.
Yep.
So God, God is paying attention because he said, take the motorhome to Vegas. And it was like, I think I'll take the motorhome to Vegas. And here we are in Winslow, Arizona, which is so good.
We had made up our mind. I'm like, well, maybe we should fly. And we hate to fly. We hate it. But we thought, well, with the timeline.
More and more every day, by the way.
And then, right, because all these accidents, it's so scary. But then we're like, you know what? Let's drive.
Let's just drive, because we've done this drive before.
Country, it's so amazing.
And we thought
what a great decision. Thank you.
We thought we'd do some Route 66. We thought we'd come to La Posada and have lunch. So it's been great. Got to show Dee Dee. You saw, here's a picture of us in another great hotel. It's not a Harvey Hotel. I thought it was. But this is the El Rancho in Gallup, New Mexico. And there's, me and John Wayne and pictures. So this was one of the areas, one of the hotels when they were shooting movies in Monument Valley, or if they shot in Gallup, or if they shot in Winslow. This was about the day's drive, and they would stop right there at the El Rancho Hotel in Gallup, New Mexico, and then the next day they would continue the drive and go on to Monument Valley or wherever they were filming. So it's pretty great. These hotels are wonderful.
Yeah,
and thank God they're still here.
La Posada is better. Sorry, don't be mad, but this is so.
It's wonderful. It's different. I wouldn't say it's better. I'd say
I think it's better. I liked El Rancho. That was fine, but this is like awesome. I mean, this is amazing. Every detail is lovely. It's this oasis, on the way, west. It's really, really great. So yeah, if you can go to La Posada, and it's not like they don't do billboards and anything like that. It's word of mouth. But every time we come to Winslow, and then you've got people standing on a corner. And Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. And then we come to La Posada.
I'm going to look for a picture and see if I have one of us there. I think I do from the last trip.
And it's all these happy people from all over the country because it's
taking it easy.
Wonderful.
Taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Yeah.
Taking it easy.
Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. You may lose and you may win. Anyhow.
That's your song. That's a good song for you.
Understand why. What are you doing to my hair?
Nothing.
Look at this. Look at this.
Stop
it. Gosh, I feel like Buzz Lightyear again. Oh. Buzz Lightyear. Woody, my God. Tom Hanks just screwed Woody up for me. Where are you going?
I don't want to hear about Tom Hanks. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
No.
I don't want to hear that.
Then I won't talk about Tom Hanks.
Well, I'm getting...
What?
Hey.
It's supposed to be drinks with John and... Oh, you come back. I'm leaving. Just for a minute. So, all of you older folks, you remember Kentucky Fried Movie, and the clown said, have all the big people left the room? No. Anyway, it's been such an interesting time. We've been. I hope there are people who are realizing that this administration, maybe that's the wrong word. I just see where, from my perspective, this administration is doing things to, make America great again. What's the matter with that? What's the matter? And also this administration, I think J.D. Vance said it the other day, we are trying to encourage patriotism or esprit de corps or, whatever, of course, whatever country, well, there's some countries you can't love right now, but there are countries out there you're supposed to love where you are. You're supposed to love your country and your hillside and your wineries and your scotch and your golf and your whatever it is that you love about your country. You're supposed to celebrate that. There is nothing wrong with celebrating the wonderful country that Australia is. There's nothing wrong with celebrating whatever the wonderful parts of New Zealand or of Ireland, or here she comes, or of whatever country, of Canada, my God, of Canada. I've filmed so many films, so many movies in Canada, And Smallville, by the way, it was absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful. Banff Springs Hotel, beautiful, wonderful, delightful. And yes, watching the hockey games is a lot of fun. But for God's sake, let's get at least a minute in before we have a fight. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy our country. Let's celebrate our country globally. That's what we're doing. I don't see any problem with that. You see any problem with being a patriot, not just of the United States, but for whatever country you're from?
But we're the best country.
Well,
Get over it.
But you're supposed to. You're supposed to think you're from the best country in the world. I almost said the breast country. Oh, God. All right, your turn. Talk. Give her a single. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm all about train travel. I want to make a big push for it.
Although, the trains are what, I got a problem with the westward expansion.
What do you mean, we're done with westward expansion.
No, but
by the way, newsflash, we got everything. We're good.
I know.
We're all the way to the west. You can't go any further.
Race of people in so doing.
So let's be positive.
I am positive.
And talk about how beautiful our country is. And John and I have a wonderful time with all the travel. By car. By car is great. Train, I just personally love it. So I'm hoping that the trains improve. And I'd love for John and I to go cross country and do a thing. We could do a show on it. But, we've got the RV, which is lovely. But there's something about the train, too, that's, I think, kind of romantic. And it's just cool. So I'm hoping that the trains can be improved. And we're just such believers in President Trump that I think he's going to do that. Plane travel, we are kind of, we really don't want to do it unless we absolutely have to. Because, getting, how it is, getting on the train, the security, even if there are no issues, and then you see the babies, and they're looking through everything, and the elderly, oh, it's horrible. And you wait in the lines, and then they pat everything down, and it's so unpleasant. Remember back in the day when it was fun? And even way back in the day, maybe before we even traveled, that you see Pan Am, and it was like the big bar and the whole thing was a big party or whatever. It looked like a lot of fun, but it's not like that anymore. It really isn't. So I think if the trains are upgraded, that'd be lovely. We're so happy in our motorhome, so we can do that like almost every trip. We flew by train because we had to get to LA in a couple of days and we just couldn't make it on time. But John and I do try to avoid plane travel. We try to avoid flying. And now that planes are flying and turning upside down and helicopters are flying into them, there seems to be a weird thing going on in the air. So I'd be very happy to not be in the air for a while and stay on the ground with my beautiful husband who I adore. And we're very happy. So anyway, so he's coming back. I know he likes to get into politics a lot more. And one person even said, it's funny how they have a tug of war about talking about politics or not talking about politics. But
oh my God, are you talking about politics again? I told you not to do that.
What we try to do is we try to have a variety, and we don't plan it out. Like these shows.
Oh, no kidding. Does this look planned out?
And we never plan it out. We just kind of talk about what we want. And if you don't like it, that's fine. You can turn it off and not watch. But we like to be natural and organic and really not have a script. Because if you have a script, guess what? It sounds scripted. You don't have to worry about that with us. Right, honey?
That's right. So, so I've had a complete turnaround on AI. Isn't it strange? All of a sudden, I have a complete turnaround on AI. And why is, gosh, I don't want to call it the wrong thing. I think it's Gork. Is it Gork?
Gork 3.
Gork 3. So I didn't know. I didn't know how you access
Grok.
AI.
I'm sorry, Grok.
Grok, not Gork. I'm sorry. Yeah, my
Grok 3.
So the trick with it. Okay, there you go, Grok. I heard you. They're Grok, right?
They're Grok.
But the trick to it. I mean, I'm starting to realize. I read something a couple days ago. And the guy said, and it wasn't Elon, but the guy said, look, if you don't embrace AI right now in 3 years you will be a total dinosaur. Now, I can remember when digital filming, when we went to digital from film, and I remember fighting that, and I was wrong. I mean, there's certainly use for film, but I was wrong. Had I continued to fight that, I'd have no place to get my film developed, and I would be spending absurd amounts of money to get something I could get with my phone.
Wait a minute.
So-
Adventure's waiting there for you. You know where that's from?
Adventure's waiting just ahead. It's Speed Racer. It's not for you. It's Adventure's waiting
I
just
think it
ahead.
sounds better if you said Adventure's waiting there for you.
It doesn't matter what it sounds like. It's
Adventure's
wrong.
waiting there ahead.
It's not right.
Go Speed Racer. Go Speed
What
Racer.
does that have to do with what I
Go
was talking
Speed
about?
Racer. Go, because you don't want to be left behind because you're a car driver, so you like want to be ahead of the pack. That's what the full leader of the pack.
The train's waiting for you.
Yeah, right.
I hear the trainer
I'm gonna
coming,
hop on there.
coming round the bend.
Oh my gosh! What? Well, no, it's not waiting.
Now,
It's
a
coming.
lot of
pretty
trains
fast.
come through here, folks.
There's another train.
I love it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 engines. My gosh. What was I saying? Oh, so currently the trick. So I have committed myself. I've committed. Stop that. To taking a class, not just on AI, because I think that's too broad a term.
It's pretty broad.
What you have to do, you don't have to, but if you want to jump on this train that's obviously not going anywhere, yeah, it's fun. You can make these things. We saw this really disgusting, silly, but hysterical thing on Barack Obama the other day.
Oh,
I made these I made these two little emojis, or I don't know if you call them that anymore, of Dee Dee and I. Here, me in a hat, here you go. Take a look at these. I made those, and that was fun, but it's not a toy. It can be a toy, but you have to learn how to ask it a question. So you have to learn to be able to ask it in a proper way so that it can give you a proper response. And I asked it the other day. I said, summarize for me in no more than 4 paragraphs the whimsical nature of all 147 episodes of the Dukes of Hazzard television show. And it spit this thing out that was correct and exactly what I asked it. And I asked it to give me a 15. Gosh, I'm sorry about all this, but it is quite
no,
beautiful.
I think it's
I
great.
asked, but I don't know if they can hear what we're saying.
They can.
And it doesn't matter if they can't hear what you're saying.
Adventure's waiting there for you.
I asked it to give me a 15-step outline on an idea I had. And I gave it the bullet points, or I gave it the headings. So, whoa, sorry, we lost power for a minute. I asked it to do that, and it spit out this outline. So you can't just say, hey, make me sound like I know what I'm talking about Elizabethan wardrobe. Now, you have to ask it an intelligent question so it can give you an intelligent answer. So I am seeing, just through this Grok thing, which is a free app on your, if you're part of X, I'm seeing that it's a very valuable tool. So if you go in there and you want to save, I mean, you can post what you just did, but if you want to save it, if you hold on the answer, it'll give you an option to copy the text or not, and or to edit the text. But I highly recommend it. Try it. And it's, my God, if you're part of X, which is already free, then this tool is free. It's free to you. I think we need to move out of the sun here. Heck with it.
But
So
I know, but I
try
keep
it out.
thinking it's like Skynet in the Terminator.
Well, the question becomes then what happens when
They
you've
take over.
input enough personality traits or enough interesting questions that AI doesn't need the questions anymore. Then your 2001 Space Odyssey. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm the HAL 9000. I can't do that, Dave. Are we going there? I don't
I
know.
mean, I want
I
paper
don't know.
ballots. I have a history degree. I like TCM. I mean, all of that. I like nature.
Here, we're gonna go over that way. No, I agree. I can't believe that I'm actually
I can't either.
here. Go over there. But I asked it. I asked it, how come so many people confuse the flag on the General Lee on the Dukes of Hazzard television show with the Confederate flag? Because it's not the Confederate flag. It's the Stars and Bars. It's the St. Andrew's Cross. It's a lot of things, but it's not the Confederate flag. History has kind of mistakenly called it the Confederate flag, and I think Dukes of Hazzard may have had something to do with that. And it spit this thing out that explained, it talked about the Stars and Bars, it talked about the history of how people started confusing the St. Andrew's Cross, the battle flag of Tennessee, with the Confederate flag. It was fascinating. So it's a wonderful codicil to your education. It's an addendum. No, I don't know.
Could be.
If you know how to ask it, and you won't know how to ask it a question unless you learn how to ask it a question. Now, maybe you could say, AI, teach me how to ask you a question. I haven't thought of that. Maybe it could. That's a little scary. But I'm fascinated with it. I'm absolutely fascinated
See,
with it.
I'm terrified by it.
Well, I was, but now I'm seeing that there's.
I mean, I get that we need to know what the enemy is up to, or we need to know what the future is up to, whether it's good or bad. But I have to tell you, it's not scary to me.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, what this not article I read, I saw this. Excuse me, I think it was on Newsmax. I saw that the amount of power that we're going to need in order to power AI 10 years from now is about the same that we're powering Manhattan with right now, which is a lot of power. I don't know the numbers. I mean, I could look it up, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's not going anywhere, and it's been here a lot longer than we think.
So your point is valid that if it's going to be here, we're going to have to deal with this and learn to deal with it.
Well, and here, case in point, we've got 2 Americans stranded at a space station, and our government doesn't know how to get them down. The last administration did not how to get. Well, but he will go get them because he will ask. I want to say Gort again, whatever it is. He will. What is it?
Grok.
He will ask Grok a very well calculated question or a series of questions.
But isn't it scary to you?
No, because it has the ability to reason between things.
But it also has the ability to do bad things. So I think it's scary.
I don't think it does yet, and it may. I mean, I'm a Terminator. That's what that's all about.
The machines take over, and then also the Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, the Matrix.
The Matrix.
Matrix. I mean, well, Matrix is more like none of this really exists. There was They Live. They're here among us, and we can't see them. But Roddy Piper could with the glasses.
No, but it's the same premise, in my opinion. I mean, the same galaxy. That the machines said artificial intelligence already. I'm scared. And
I don't think they should have called it that.
I think it's a terrible name. And then the machines in the Matrix, and then it was the same thing in the Terminator. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think
Lost in Space. Lost in Space. Yeah, it's been a part of science fiction since science fiction. Ray Bradbury talked about it. Well, you'll find it in Turner Classic Movies too.
I know you do, but I just want to watch black and white movies. Put my feet in the sand or the grass.
Your head in it? Well, you want to put your head in the sand, but what?
That head in the sand.
Somebody said the other day that it also depends on how you program its They didn't say soul,
But you know,
but
bad
but it's
people will program. Bad people will program as well. There are bad people wanting to do bad things to people.
absolutely.
And they're going to be using that AI or whatever
But
you
the
want to call
makers,
for bad
the
things.
makers of AI right now have the opportunity to put in certain protocols, which they already have, because you can't say to AI, make me
Well,
a
when if it's growing too
picture,
fast?
make me a picture of some copywritten character, make me a picture of Bugs Bunny drinking my product, drinking Revenuer's Reserve, sitting on top of the General Lee. It won't do it, because it in its search engine and its function,
Right now.
it says, well, but so this is why we have to program certain restrictive protocols into AI
Hello.
right now. Okay, which you can also program in there. Remember, in those movies, it was the robot would do anything except self-destruct. It would risk its functionality to save the Robinsons in Lost in Space, but it will not self-destruct. And that was another movie where the shit was it Alien. This has been around for a long time.
But you know, I'm
Which makes me think AI has been around for a long time, but I don't think they should have called it that. I think they should have called it something else.
Well, I'm going to go back to Rocky. You know, whenever Rocky did it the natural way in Russia, and then Dolph Lundgren.
We can't go back to something we weren't talking about.
Yeah, we can, because it's.
We weren't talking
relevant.
about Rocky.
You know, no, because Dolph Lundgren was artificial. He had artificial steroids and huge, and then Rocky did it the natural way. But in the end, Rocky won. So I'm hoping that we, doing it the right way, will beat the artificial intelligence and artificial bad ways of doing things. Because there will be the bad guys trying to use it against us. You know that.
Oh, absolutely. So we just have to be better
So
about
it's scary.
it is a little
Because
scary,
it's so quick.
but there's a lot of things that we won't have to do now. If you put the right question to it, you won't have to do as many crash tests. You won't have to do this terrible testing that Fauci did, by the way, on puppies and all this. And you didn't have to do that
So
anyway.
sad.
That was just sadistic.
Horrible.
And here's, my God, I hope that he goes down with all, yeah,
Well,
just.
Cash Patel's next, by the way. So we'll see what happens with that, because
By the time you're watching this, I believe Kash Patel will be will be in. But you know, it's interesting. The people we are asking to confirm him are basically, we're asking AI to self-destruct. They know if they don't confirm him, they will be under tremendous suspicion and scrutiny. But if they do confirm him, they will be under tremendous
but
scrutiny.
not every way, just the bad guys. I mean, look. I believe in the United States of America, the best country in the world. I believe.
Yes, and I believe there
I
are
believe in
90
the
good
system.
guys to 10 bad guys
Right.
everywhere.
Most are amazing. They work hard. You know, they don't take the kickbacks, but boy, there are a lot of
The ones that do,
very, very rich members of Congress. I'm sorry, where'd you get
yeah, how'd that
money?
happen? Wasn't that great when,
How'd that happen?
when Elon Musk asked that question? You know, you make $135,000 a year,
Like
but your net
$900
worth
million.
is, something's wrong here. You know, what's going on there?
So with USAID, with all the kickbacks, you know, clearly there's money laundering and kickbacks going on. So that's what's great about Elon Musk being $400 billion rich. He's got more money than anybody. He doesn't care. He just wants to do the right thing. Thank goodness for him.
Who are we listening to? We're listening to somebody said, you know, they're all up in arms about, I think he sounded like a cowboy. They're all up in arms about Elon Musk is going to get my social security number. And he said, hell, if Elon Musk wants my social, I'll give it to him because he's doing something right that I'm not doing. Right? So,
I mean, this is like the richest man in the world. I mean, he's like $400
well,
billion.
we knew that. I remember when PayPal came out.
Is he does not care
PayPal came
about
out,
doing
and I
anything
thought
but the right thing. He's not getting a kickback.
this
clearly.
is whoever came up with this is genius and common sense at the same time. It's amazing. Like the person who came up with Uber. My God, Uber. And I'm going to give a little clap, 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 to Mark Zuckerberg, who saw a cork board at college and with people putting their pictures on it and thought, Facebook, that's kind of a cool idea. Let's order a pizza from Domino's, another organization that came out of just smart people trying to do something convenient. Federal Express, same thing. All these folks came out of what was used to say, oh, I could have had a V8. All these folks came out of just necessity, logical thinking, and okay, well, let's do something about it. And what the amazing thing to me, many amazing things about what Doge is doing, but they're doing it so quick.
It's not even been a month, folks.
So they come in. I don't know if these young folks that he's got, and by the way, all of you old bureaucrats who say that it's ridiculous, it's absurd that we're using all these young people. You know as well as we do that when you have a problem with your cell phone, you go to a 12-year-old.
No, but even more than that, folks, the founding fathers, when all that was going on, they were 21, 22, 23.
That's right.
I mean, these were young bucks. There weren't any women
Young
at the time, but
patriots.
You can be assured that women were advising them, but they were young. They were in their 20s, and they are our founding fathers. But that's how old they were. They were young, so get over it. Young people, there are some that are absolutely brilliant. Old people, some that are absolutely brilliant, but we also know on the other end, they're idiots. So age is just a number. Age is just a number. But
it is a number.
These young people, we should be thrilled about that they are.
We should, and they're getting this done in record time.
Getting the job done.
How come we don't talk about our founding mothers?
Well, it's
Maybe we should.
Yeah, I mean.
We talk about Betsy Ross.
Yeah, well.
We talked, why don't we talk? Anyway, maybe that's another show. We'll do a show about our founding mothers, which is true.
Look, I think most people get that with every good, bad, a woman is in front of him, leading the way.
Or behind him, pushing him into the fray.
Whatever. The point being is women have
They're shooting at us.
Women
Go over there.
Involved. So, yeah.
You got your own cigarette now, baby. You come a long, long way.
I can think of better lyrics than that, but yeah.
Those are the real lyrics. Virginia Slims, I think.
Yeah, for a cigarette ad. I'm just talking about the women back in the day founding our country, I assure you. And all the women out there know that the women were probably ahead of the game in many cases, telling the men what to do or advising them, or at least having the discussion about it. So
I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look into that.
What?
I think it's
bravo, John saying
likely
the
true.
Mothers.
Likely true.
What are you talking about? It is true.
It's likely true.
Likely true.
No, I think it's likely true.
It's not likely true. It is true. Please, all the women out there now.
Suggest to me 3 reasons. Hello. Suggest to me, hey, puppy dog. Suggest to me 3 reasons why you think that's true.
Because it is. Because women are so smart. They're smarter than men usually.
I'm going to have to look that up, see whether I agree with her or not. I don't know.
Look at all the letters between John Adams and Abigail Adams, and Martha Washington was involved. And, I mean, there were a lot of women involved with Jefferson. And let me get to
Franklin.
And let me get to number 4. Dolly Madison ran that house. I'll tell you that right now. And with Andrew Jackson, Rachel Jackson, it was controversial, but she was very involved in his life. So don't think the women have not been involved, because they've been right there in the front, in the middle, and at the end. Trust me. So, Tony, can you do like the bleep?
He already said he got you.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, with the founding fathers, you can bet the women.
You already said it.
Without the women, they would not have succeeded. It is what it is. Just saying.
Well, for many reasons, I agree with that, and not the least of which is they were trying to provide a more wonderful existence for the women they loved. a safer existence, a more wonderful existence. It was out of love as well, not just out of you go do that. Because, guys just don't respond well to that.
I didn't say that.
Slade, the
I
worst
didn't
thing.
say that. I said women being there, like, okay, every night. Do we not talk every morning, noon, and night about everything we do?
Well, yeah. So?
That's my point. So
Well, we're a
if you don't
team.
think
Yeah, we're a
women-
team.
We're a team. If you don't think women were involved in all of those
I
decisions,
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
they're the unsung heroines.
That's why
The
they should
women.
talk about the founding mothers.
I get it.
Right.
But believe me, there was a woman involved in all of those decisions.
That's
They
true.
were smart men, founding fathers, and they were. George Washington adored Martha.
Yeah.
John Adams adored Abigail. Jefferson adored many.
But if it weren't for
That's
Bonnie,
okay.
Clyde would have just, died an old man shoe salesman.
I'm going to ignore that and go right to Dolly Madison, married.
Did she make the cakes?
To
Did she
the-
make the cakes?
No. Married to James Madison, who wrote our Constitution or headed it up. Women were there.
I get
always,
it. I
and many
understand.
times they did more than a man in it.
Well, and also men like
When
to
it's a
show
team,
off. We like to show off for
but
our
when
women
it's a
too.
team, there are no numbers like 30%, 20%.
We want to slay
80%.
dragons. That's what we want to do. We want to slay dragons and bring them back, a little smoke coming out of their dead nostrils and say, look what I did for you. So the worst thing a woman can say to a man is, you call that a dragon? And a lot of times that women would do that. I
But
had
these
many
women
conversations.
did not. I promise
No,
you.
they did not do that.
Martha Washington, Abigail Adams, and Dolly Madison did not do that. They supported their men. They gave their opinions, strong opinions. They were incredibly smart women. And I will go as far to say, if not for these women, our country would not be as what it is today. No doubt about it. And I
True.
love Trump, or President Trump, forgive me, because he's appointed all these lovely women, all these great, strong women. I love it. Aren't they
That's
great?
right. And they had the audacity to say that Trump surrounds himself, this was like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, surrounds himself with, these weak women. What? Show me one weak woman.
Tell that to the press secretary.
Come on,
and tell
she-
that to Christy Noem.
Oh,
and tell
my
that
God.
to many, many, many other women that
Well,
President
who's our wonderful, forgive me, not Bab. She's telling, for crying out loud. She's young, she's 20. Blonde woman, who's from Florida? Who's the woman that's like getting after it?
Pam Bondi.
Pam Bondi. Oh my God. You call, seriously? Jill
love
Biden, you call that a weak woman? Holy mother of God. These are the strongest women I have ever seen. And who appointed them?
President Trump.
Thank you very much.
Now, he loves to promote strong women. And
Oh.
boy, I think he is so
1 minute.
amazing. Oh, 1 minute. Okay,
Yep.
all right. So, travel this wonderful country that we love.
Country. And by the way, go to johnschneider.shop. We never promote our studio store. The studio store is great. It's got music, it's got hats, it's got my Bo Duke belt buckle.
And
We had
another
it
train's
remade.
coming, by the way, you
We're going to
guys.
finish. Got the belt buckle. It's got buck knives. We had buck knives like Tom and I used to carry. We had those made or remade or copied, and they're at the store. Hats, T-shirts, pictures, movies. You want to see great movies?
let
Christmas
us know
cars,
what
stand on it, poker run,
And
go
let us
for it.
know what you'd love to hear us talk about. You're really lovely. We love you all. You're so great to us. And we appreciate it.
We do. And here comes a train.
Here comes another
So
train.
you guys and girls
Here
take care of
the train
yourselves.
is running.
Enjoy.
It's coming round the bend.
Enjoy your freedom. Speak out, speak up. We love you. This has been Trains with Dee Dee.
Enjoy!